Today we're fishing the new urchin style baits on a clear lake in the Ozarks. I'm going to show a couple of ways I like to fish these baits on a spinning rod and a way to rig them that will help you land more fish and save more baits. This is just an island with a spine that runs out here, and it's just got some rough rock, and they just always like to get on it when they're in the feeding mode. So it's a great place to, when you're running by and you just need to get you one. You know, if there's one up there and he's active, it's a good place to get one like that one right there. Now this one's a little bit better fish here. Oh yeah, nice one. But, you know, it's just one of those little hard spot stopping stones type places, you know, that you never really want to go past. There's a lot of different patterns. I don't think any of us really know exactly just yet what the limits are of this bait. You can see right here, I've got this Coike rigged. I've got it to where Coike will go up the line. And I like that way rather than sticking it in the bait itself. I mean, that's a really nice fish right there. Nothing wrong with that at all on game day. You know, this Coike style fishing, urchin style, whatever you want to call it, bait, I think it's just the way that this really has so much action when you pulse it really hard. Because if you just drag it through them or kind of work it like a jig, they really don't bite it that well. It's got to be a deal where they've got to more or less see that reaction, see everything move, but you can snap this bait so hard like we're doing, and it doesn't move 6 inches. But the couple of things that I see is that it can be really intimidating to one. Like the full-size Coike, the full cast is what they're calling it. That's a lot of bait, a lot of rubber. It's a big bulk. It's as big as a softball. A lot of places, I think, around the country, that's probably not the best bait to use in that situation. I think the 17 millimeter is going to get you more bites. It's probably going to be a little more conducive to spotted bass and smallmouth. And that's why I've started playing around with it on a spinning rod setup. But overall, I think a check casher, the 17 millimeter, like we're throwing today, is going to be all in all one of those bite getters when you need a bite in a certain situation. Kind of like a wacky worm, but it'll still catch that big fish. See how that comes up that line, gets out of your way, leaves your hook right there in the roof of their mouth, gets that Coike up out of your way. So for one, you don't tear it up, and secondly, you don't lose it. Old Gamakatsu got him down in there. It's amazing how good those fish eat that. You see here, I've got two identical DLE Denali rods. They're both 7 foot 6 inches long. I've got two Johnny Morris Signature Series reels, but I have two different kinds of sunline on here. This one here is the AMZ, and I'm running it at 8 pound. The reason that I'm running it is the fact that I want it to float a little bit. I want to be up in the water column, some shallow points, on some blue lines, on some rubble points. When I break out the All Might, this is 22 pound Sunline All Might sinking braid. I want it to get down there over tops of stumps, 10, 12 foot, fry garters, different things to where I can get that line to allow that bait to sink that much. Because if you just put a bunch of weight on here and allow it to sink, it looks unnatural, and the bites definitely are fewer than before. But I'll go through this and kind of show you on this one. Right here on top, we've got a 1/0 Gamakatsu EWG. You can see right there, pretty simple. But what I've done is I have cut off the third arm of it. Right there it is. So more or less you have like a double frog hook. All I did was take a pair of Kleindichs, cut it off, and then I ran it through this Coike. Now there's not a hole there because we used the hole that came in the Coike for our nail weight right there. That's a 3/32 Cypher nail weight. It's right there in that hole, glued in, never gonna go anywhere. So what I did was I took an ice pick and I ran it through the top portion of the Coike itself, and then allowed it to have it more or less on top of the bait. So when you put that through there, it actually slides onto the shank of your bait, just like that right there. And I find that a lot of times it allows your Coike to run up your line, get out of the way, and it also kind of hides in there, but you don't go through near as many. You don't have to worry about it coming off. You don't have the hook sticking up out of here a lot higher. I like to flush it down in there. There's one. That looks like a little better one. Ooh, just mean. Ooh, that's It's all right though, we like them all. Jump again, buddy. Oh, there's another one with him that's bigger than him. Look at that, that never fails. You always get the smaller one. There's a nice one with him. What got him good though? There we go. Pretty one. As always, you catch the littler one, and a better one was with him. For sure wouldn't have took a lot to be a lot better, but the one with him was definitely one you'd put in your box. Well, obviously it's easier to tease one of them when you can watch him on forward facing sonar and kind of see how he reacts. But a lot of these fish this time of the year will just be sitting up here on the bank in these little shady spots and little ledges. The Coike definitely has a lot of drawing power, and you kind of work it more like a jerk bait. The bites either come when you snap it and the minute it fluffs up there and kind of hovers, and then he goes ahead and eats it, or on the fall a little bit as it's falling, then they just can't hardly take it anymore. So a lot of times I just enjoy blind casting it, knowing that you're around some fish and then letting it kind of do its job. So it does seem like the more aggressive you get with it, the more bites you get in a given day, and the more the fish wants to commit to eating it. They don't really lick on it much. It seems like they either eat it or shy away from it, one or the other. Okay, now coming up here, this is a perfect example of what I mean. This side of the point here is pretty flat. This side of the point here, this is a secondary, but it's got some big rock. You can see how it falls off. And that's just a great place to parallel right down through there with the Coike. You know, something to where you can stay off that blue line is what we call it. You can see the bottom up this way and then it turns it to blue. Throw it right down that blue line. That's where I think a lot of bites are gonna come from when you're blind fishing it. There's one. Feels like a nice one. Yeah, nice one. Got a mouthful of it. There, big boy. Oh, there's another one with him right there trying to take it away from him. He liked it too. Now look right here, this is how you want it. I mean, got it in their throat and rigging it this way hooks them right in the roof of the mouth. And I mean, that is a good way not to lose them. Boy, that is. Boy, if you hook them all like that on every bait you threw, you'd never lose a fish. Man, was that down in there. That's a nice one, there's nothing wrong with that. Just a nice solid keeper, but you know, that just shows you today with the conditions and everything, you can have a little bit of faith and just go down the bank, fish it blind, you know, like a wacky rig, like we've done traditionally for years. You don't have to have forward facing sonar. If you want to fish it that way, obviously you can, but just catch you some nice fish, downsize to the 17mm Coike, especially on these tough days, and put it on a spinning pole. I feel like you can cast it a lot better, but just a great 1-2 punch change up from something we've always done.